facility in Arlington Heights? Take action today. Visit ChristianLiberty.com and feel free to join us for a worship service starting at 11 a.m. on Sundays. ChristianLiberty.com.
Hey, it's Sean Thompson here for Natron's Healthy Trinity. So you know that I've been taking Natron's Healthy Trinity for a while now. My gut is telling me it loves this stuff. I really feel the positive difference these probiotics are having on my system. But you hear from me all the time. Let me tell you about our friend, the listener to my show, Carol. Carol was suffering from terrible food sensitivities, and her doctor said, you need to take a good probiotic right now. Carol started Natron's Healthy Trinity about a year ago and has had wonderful results. It helps with her digestion, and she says it settles her stomach and it makes her feel better. And she saves time because ordering online at Natron is so easy. You go to natron.com, you use my promo code, as Carol does, at checkout to get 25% off the Healthy Trinity 90 count or 25% off the Healthy Trinity 60 count, delivered to you in 2 days to your door, packed in dry ice. You call 866, the number 4 Natron, or go to natron.com and enter my discount code LIBERTY to get this incredible offer. That's NATREN.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM560 The Answer. This live program is sponsored by Safer USA OT Media Group. It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio, and sorry about the stupidest thing you probably ever heard before a live radio show, and that's that portions of it are pre-recorded. Apparently it's station policy or something like that, but we are not pre-recorded. We are here live with you, so we'd like to welcome you to On Target Radio. Our guest in the studio tonight is Senator and gubernatorial candidate Darren Bailey. We'll be talking about Illinois, the Second Amendment, and more. To participate in tonight's show, call our studio at 312-642-5600. Subscribe and watch on YouTube on Target Radio, or like us on Facebook on Target Radio.
Anything you ever want to know about Senator is easily encapsulated by the fact he did a TikTok that was asked about the budget, and your response to the budget in that TikTok was to do what?
Well, to express my feelings. And after a long, drawn-out debate, the best way that I knew to express my feelings was to blow it up, and that's exactly what we did. An AR-15 and a bottle of Tannerite helped in expressing my feelings for the budget.
And that was your AR-15?
That was my one of my AR-15s.
So I think that sums up the 2A question.
It should.
Yeah, someone said, where does he stand on 2A? And I sent him a link to the video. But this is all you really need to know.
So it's fair to say that you are a Second Amendment supporter then?
I believe there is not, nor has there ever been, nor will there ever be, someone who stands more staunch and more firm on our God-given rights to protect ourselves, to defend ourselves, and to uphold the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution.
And you're also a hunter.
I love to hunt, yes. I haven't really had a lot of time to do that, but been all over the U.S. hunting. I've taught my kids, raised them up, and I'm waiting to raise my grandchildren up hunting a white-tailed deer in our area. So
give me your take on the FOID card. This is a real hot thing, and I'm sure you're a senator. You know this, but right now, if you apply for a FOID card or concealed carry card, it's a year before you get it.
Well, actually 2 years. I have people are waiting 2 years.
Really?
It's absolutely illegal, disgusting. It's wrong. I think it's a mechanism of Illinois, the Illinois Democrats to just chip away to wane people off of wanting to even apply. When I started as a state representative in 2019, the Illinois State Police were 25,000 applications behind, and at that point in time, and I want to remind people, don't forget to include, if you're having a problem, if you're waiting for your FOID card or your concealed carry card, and you're having a problem applying or doing anything, inquiring, get a hold of your state representative and your state senator, because people think that these elected state legislators, their job is to write more bureaucracy. That's the last thing they should be doing. They're here to serve we the people. So call them. They can do an inquiry. So in 2019, pretty well 9 times out of 10, when we would do an inquiry within just a few days, whoever was doing the inquiry would receive their card. Today, They're in excess of almost 500,000 cards behind. And we're down to about a 50-50 chance. If we do an inquiry, they may or may not receive their card. And it's just a needless backlog.
The thing that really comes to mind when we talk about this is, I want to ask you, what are you going to do about the FOID card if you're elected governor? But the reality is it's a veto-proof legislature. And it does raise the question, as a Republican governor, how would you deal in a state where you got a veto-proof legislature? What would you get done?
Well, I don't think we're going to have that after the election of 22, but going into that notion, I believe that if a governor was doing his job and educating and informing the people, as government should, we educate, we inform. There's a lot of people out there that's checked out in state government. A lot of people are tuned in. They realize what's going on in Washington, D.C., but property taxes, law enforcement issues, everything that's weighing on us right now, that's taking place in 3 places: Village Hall, the county courthouse, and Springfield. So it's time that we get involved. And the beauty of the election of 22, because of the census, is that all these positions are going to become available in the county and in the state house. So we have a wonderful opportunity. All we need to do is pick up 4 seats in the House, and the Democrats lose this veto-proof majority. And I believe that, we just simply go back to the Fair Tax Amendment that was soundly defeated. That is a landslide Republican victory. We go back and we study that, and therein lies the hope to come across and to realize that we can take this state back. But first and foremost is simply daily, not talking about COVID, not talking about anything, but educating, talking about the people, because when the people realize some of this nonsense, they begin to feel empowered and realize they can do something about it.
You're listening to On Target Radio. This is AM560 The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. Our guest is Senator Darren Bailey, running for the governorship. What do you, is there really a ghost of a chance that we could get those seats?
Absolutely. Now, people across this state, Cindy and I, ever since I sued the governor on July 2nd of last year and won, we have been invited continually all across this state, and especially downtown Chicago, to speak, to reopen rallies, to reopen the school rallies, businesses. And we just began to sense then that all these rallies, people were coming out of the woodwork and who really never were checked in, but all of a sudden we find and see our freedoms are being taken away with us, and people don't like that. People in the south side and the west side of Chicago, guess what? We're finding out they don't like that. They don't like the increased cost of living. They don't like the fact that there's no security, that they can't open a business and feel safe. They're tired of it. I absolutely 100% believe that we can do that and more in 22. We can get this state turned around.
I think the frightening thing about all of it is that in such a short period of time, they literally managed to convince an entire country to do things that nobody really wanted to do. And the more we look at it, the more it looks like we shouldn't have done it anyway.
So that's the beauty of being up here with the many ethnic groups and the diverseness of the areas. Cindy and I routinely run into the Romanian community, the Hungarian community, the Polish community, the Cuban community, and these people are all they're concerned. And especially in the Cuban community, they'll come up and tell us, we left this problem once, and we're not going to leave it again. And as a matter of fact, 2 short years, everything happened. So I'll tell you what, a lot of these mothers up here and are very, very concerned, alarmed, and they're ready to fight. We're finding that out firsthand. And actually, that is exactly opposite of what we were told was going to happen. But we see it every day that we're up here.
Yeah, all these people that are espousing socialism as the great, great thing to do. I venture to guess have never been to a socialist or communist country. I mean, when I was a journalist, I've been to countries where if you said the wrong thing at dinner, you just never showed up for breakfast. They really don't understand it. We need to do something to change the tide. And we're going to talk a little bit later. We're going to talk about violence. We'll talk about law enforcement. But cops are the public doesn't dislike cops, but the government is they want to defund them. They want to do this. They want to do that. Law and order is falling apart. Social breakdown. We talked about it at dinner. It used to be Michigan Avenue, Lincoln Park, and all of that. There was nothing. There was never a crime there. Now they mug people there. How do you deal with that?
Well, we educate people. People across the board, when we talk about socialism, I think we've kind of got a grasp of it. Most people don't have. Most people, we have grown because this country has flourished and we've been successful. We've worked, we've earned things, and we've become complacent. We've become apathetic. We sit back and we think, oh, well, government, everything's going okay. But without our participation, that's where these socialistic directions and roadmaps start showing up because, yes, we've been warned about this since day one of this constitutional process. We need to get back to the roots, educate our children about how this freedom was established and what it takes to keep it and the warnings of the past, and we need to stand up and be ready to, but we educate people. That's the bottom line, because your average person doesn't understand the direction of a government completely taking care of the people. Government is not the answer. We have got to wean down government, bureaucracy, and we've got to relegate. We've got to get our hands dirty. We, the people, the church has got to step up and get involved. The church has the answer to the poverty issues, to the mental health issues, and not the government.
The scary thing I see is that on paper, a lot of these programs look good, right? Oh, we're going to get free college. We're going to get, all this extra money. We're going to do this. But nobody wants to dig in under that surface of that good message that they think they're getting and actually see what is going to get that for us. How far down the hole do we actually have to go to get those things?
And who says every child needs to go to college? What's wrong with some of these students? We need to get vocation back into our schools. Sure. Teach these young people how to work. Let them know there's nothing wrong with going to a community college and learning a trade. Get our unions. You want to get a useful purpose for our unions? Let's get them back in the game and start taking on apprenticeships right during high school, during the co-op times, putting these young men and women to work so they can be plumbers, electricians, mechanics. That's what we need to be focusing on, working.
We're going to have to take a break. Come up when we come back. We're going to talk a little bit about faith, and I know you're a devout Christian, and we just talked a little bit how that plays into the government. So that's what we're going to do when we return with On Target Radio, and you're listening to AM560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
So Democrats went from "we will close Gitmo" in 2007 to "let's use Gitmo for Haitian immigrants" in 2021.
But she said, we're following the Trump policy and that this is slavery because of the Border Patrol agents on horseback, which they've been doing since the beginning of time, I found out yesterday.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM560. The Answer.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan all year long that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, and if you're 50 years old and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. The least expensive ACA PPO health insurance plan is $540 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $8,550 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium down to $273 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $6,050 in total out-of-pocket cost per person with my lower deductible, and you save $267 per month with my lower premiums. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
We've all heard it. Eat healthy. But what does eating healthy mean? Experts agree that we should eat a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. The natural energy contained in whole fruits and vegetables is the perfect fuel to power the cells in your body, giving you the stamina you need to handle your day-to-day activities. That's what Balance of Nature is, whole fruits and vegetables delivered to you in a convenient capsule form. Our proprietary blend has no additives or fillers, just the full nutritional value of a variety of 31 different fruits and vegetables. Balance of Nature provides you with a natural energy boost without a caffeine crash, a 3 o'clock slump, or an early bedtime. Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com. And don't forget to use promo code Chicago.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. We have a call. Doug Mayhall is on the line. Doug, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing terrific. I hope you guys are also.
We're doing just great. You got a question for Senator?
Absolutely, I do. My first one is about the COVID views are a person's right to either get the shot or not get the shot.
Well, absolutely. It's government's role to educate and inform. We have the Illinois Department of Public Health at our disposal to do some research and try to help come up with some answers. If we need more answers and solutions, we talk to the federal government. Under absolutely never ever should government be able to force someone to do something against their will. And let's not forget that a mandate is actually a recommendation. So any form of forcing vaccines is absolutely wrong, and it is absolutely unconstitutional in this land. We've got to stand up and push back against this stuff.
I hope that we can. I'm hearing that airlines are going to require that, supposedly, for getting on flights, and it's just scary what's going on with these things. And like 173 people were fired from some hospital, and I guess Delta fired 572 pilots for not getting shots, and it's just scary what is going on with these.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Let's not forget that freedom isn't free. There's a cost, and forever we've kind of relegated that to our wonderful men and women who serve in our armed forces. And now we have this. Now we have an opportunity, a time where we've got to stand up. And there may be a cost, but most often I don't believe that anyone has been fired yet for just the refusing the vaccine alone until we get a lawsuit under our belts. Apparently, it seems like businesses can require masking and testing. So many of these people that are being let go now are also refusing that, which that's absolutely their right. I have no problem with that either. But this, freedom isn't free. We can't forget that.
Doug, thanks for the call. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. And
we also have Mike on the line from Lyons, and Mike has got a question about states' rights. What's your question, Mike?
Well, it's more towards the and I'm surprised we haven't heard more about this. But I think even mandating a vaccine pales in comparison to the fact that what they want to do is they want to have access into literally everybody's financial records / checkbook, checking account, savings account, because everybody has more than a $600 transaction. So what I'm thinking is this is the biggest lever that they can use to do whatever they want.
Mike, thanks for that. Thanks for the thoughts. Darren?
Yeah, I'm going to trust the process, that the American people aren't going to stand for this nonsense. And when these ideas, if they accomplish fruition of being passed in the form of a bill, I think you're going to see the American people stand up. Many people are just simply, again, uneducated and uninformed. So when people realize what's going on, I think we're going to see, and I think the election 22 is going to be big here in Illinois. I think we're going to see a serious turn in what's been going on, because as Cindy and I are down in the downtown Chicago parts and across this state, people are fed up. They're fed up all over this place. So we've just got to get our hands dirty, and we've got to get active, and we've got to push and fight back.
And can you imagine, I know there's been runs on banks before in the past, but if we had something like this and everybody decided, hey, I'm going to pull all my money out of the bank, what kind of financial crisis would that be?
It would be catastrophic.
It would be very catastrophic. It would lead to, probably civil unrest and things like that, and all kinds of crazy stuff, martial law, and who knows.
Absolutely. So most of our audience is conservative, AM560, obviously, conservative radio station. So I think a lot of our listeners would be interested to know what is your faith journey? How would you characterize it?
Well, I've been blessed to have been raised in the church. Cindy and I actually met our freshman year in high school at a small area church camp, and I've just, I've always had that to cling to. I honestly probably took advantage of it for a long time. And as you get older, and then you have children and now grandchildren, and now you live in a world that we're seeing the problems. Everything that I've been reading and studying all my life, it's becoming real. I see the history. History repeats itself. I see that in the Bible of good kingdoms, bad kingdoms, God honoring, God not honoring. And Proverbs 28:2 says, when there is moral rot in a nation, its government topples easily, but wise and knowledgeable leaders bring stability. And I see that. I believe, we have to ask, why are we a country? Well, hundreds of years ago, 500-600 years ago, we were, people fleeing Europe, fleeing religious persecution. They settled here, and they wrote wonderful manuscripts such as the Mayflower Compact, federal, just on and on and on. You can look at our history up to the Constitution, and you see the Word of God, you see promise, you see hope, all ingrained in that. And then I just simply look back to 250 years ago, Trenton, Concord, Lexington, when a small band of people decided they wanted to be free. And I see the church. It was the church that stood up in the very beginning. It was not the Continental Army. People, go back, look at your history, understand that. Mm-hmm. Understand this freedom that we have, understand what is going to happen if we lose them, but most importantly, understand our responsibility in keeping them. And I think the church has the answer.
While we're on the subject, I think there are not enough people who understand the connection between the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. I think that people think that if you're a Christian or if you believe in God or you go to church that you wouldn't necessarily want to have a gun to protect yourself, but we understand that life is precious and that those two things are very much linked together.
You're listening to On Target Radio. This is AM560 The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. Our guest this evening is Senator Darren Bailey. And so in terms of faith, how would that play in as a governor? There's a war on Christianity. Literally, there's just a war going on in Christianity. How does that would affect you as a governor, your faith?
Well, understanding that we don't fight against flesh and blood. These problems that we're seeing, it's evil. It's spiritual, and it's people have been blinded. They've been lied to. The church, quite honestly, across the board has fallen asleep and not stood, not relegated its full responsibility to this wonderful republic. So, if we want to look at mental illness situations, if we want to look at the war on poverty, I believe that it should be the church, that's we want to look at these sex education bills that are filtering now through our school, public education. I believe it's the church and that should be building up the family, that should be, that's how we build a better society. And it's not government. Government does not have the answers. Government is the problem in many of these cases because we just throw money at these situations. And when we throw money at these situations, we build bureaucracy, and then it turns into a big mess like it is.
What would be the first thing, and I don't know if you thought about it or not, but given the political situation in the state of Illinois, where would your priorities be in the earliest part of your administration?
Absolutely. Education. is a major. I spent 17 years on the North Clay School Board, 12 of those as president. Then Cindy and I went on and were blessed to open a Full Armor Christian Academy. We have almost 400 students, pre-K through high school, in 2 locations. So I see the freedom that public or private homeschool education has in Illinois. But unfortunately, private homeschool is never going to replace public education in Illinois. Public education has been hijacked by the government. All these mandates, we'd sweep the table of unfunded mandates and return control to the local elected school board. A zero-based budget. We're going to start out at ground zero, and we're going to put men and women in charge of these agencies that have the backbone to stand up and create change and hold their departments accountable. And they're going to build a budget from zero. We, the people, are going to know how our money is being spent. And then finally, law and order. It's really the whole idea of government is to protect the people.
Sure.
And when we have the situation like we have of total lawlessness in our land and taking the duties and the of law enforcement away, it's disgusting. And if we're going to start somewhere, we have to start building at the moral base of government, which is protection.
All right, we're going to have to take another break. When we return, though, I want to talk about violence because Illinois is getting quite a reputation for it. So we'll talk about violence when we return, all that and more when we return with On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
Freedom Summit is coming back to Chicagoland. Join fellow AM560 The Answer listeners at Freedom Summit Chicago 2021, presented by Matrix Home Solutions on Saturday, November 6th at the Westin Chicago Northwest in Itasca. This year's featured speakers include Alan West, Dinesh D'Souza, and Senator Ted Cruz. Tickets are on sale now, but won't last long. Get yours today at freedomsummitchicago.com. Sponsored in part by Tom Mirabali, independent insurance agent with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois.
Fox News, I'm Jessica Stone. The House delaying a vote on the bipartisan infrastructure bill while Democrats continue negotiating the size and scope of a companion social safety net proposal.
But, this is the issue, is that we're saying, okay, we're going down from $6 trillion to $3 trillion. Mm-hmm. Now it's $1 trillion. And we have some of these conservatives that say, well, our line is zero. And you're lucky if you get one.
Democrat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez appeared on CBS's Face the Nation. Dead wildlife continue to wash up on the beaches of Southern California after a major oil spill in Orange County. A pipeline failure has poured more than 126,000 gallons of oil into the Pacific Ocean. Orange County Supervisor Katrina Foley.
The ramifications will extend further than the visible oil and odor that our residents are dealing with at the moment. The impact to the environment is irreversible.
It's unclear what caused the pipeline to fail.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Hey, it's Dan Proft. Today, more than 20,000 kids are depending on you, your family, and friends for help. The number of children within the foster care system continues to grow, and there's increased need for foster parents. Through Lydia Home, you can help. Lydia Home is a Christian nonprofit organization that has been faithfully serving children throughout Chicagoland for more than 100 years. The mission of Lydia Home is to strengthen families to care for children and to care for children when families cannot. The cost to foster a child is roughly $12,000 per year. If you're unable to foster, you can underwrite a family with a monthly gift. Consider fostering a child in need, financially supporting their 501c3 organization, or volunteering. Visit Lydia Home online for more information on becoming a foster parent, supporting them financially, or volunteering. Go to hopeforourkids.org. That's hopeforourkids.org. There's always, always hope. hopeforourkids.org.
Hi, it's Sean. As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their lives. He didn't stop by just creating the best pillow. Mike created the new Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. He found the world's best cotton called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. The Giza Dream sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty, and come in a variety of sizes and colors. The first night you sleep on them, you'll never want to sleep on anything else. I know this because that's exactly how I felt. Check out the special offer on Giza Dream sheets just for you. You will receive a 2-for-1 low price. Call 800-489-0201. Use the promo code LIBERTY or go to mypillow.com. And again, make sure to use my promo code LIBERTY. The number again is 1-800-489-0201. Promo code LIBERTY.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. That's right, designed to heal. And now I agree. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor for Pete and Seth selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. That's correct. Each of the 4 ingredients deal with inflammation on a different metabolic pathway. That right there, approaching your pain from 4 different angles, may very well be why so many Americans find such wonderful pain relief. If you have back pain, shoulder, neck, hip, knee, or foot pain from exercise or even just getting older, you must order the 3-week quick start now. Discounted to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. I think it could. Give your body what it needs to heal itself. Go to ReliefFactor.com, call 800-500-8384, ReliefFactor.com.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
So, Chicago is rapidly trying to beat out the other big cities for their violence. I haven't even kept track. Have you looked to see how many have been shot so far this year?
No, they don't even have to try.
You go to, what is it, Jackass, and they keep up to date on that stuff.
Jackass.
Yep,
I know the governor, one of the things about the bills 1091 and 562, so I'm told, is the governor was concerned that it doesn't look like he's doing anything about gun violence. And he said to the Democratic caucus, you're going to pass one of those bills. And that's how we got 2 stinker bills. How do you even deal with violence? How are you going to even think of that?
Well, 2 words, common sense. I mean, the people in Chicago, they're tired of all this. We've been talking with them, and it's absolutely disgusting that the governor and the mayor. Chicago's got some of the toughest gun bills there are, and look at the problems they have. I mean, who are they competing with? They've competed with Afghanistan in the last year, and Chicago won. I mean, it's that bad, and you simply have got to. You've got to give law enforcement the authority to do what they need to do. People want to be protected. That's the role of government. And you simply, when there's issues, like this whole thing of accountability, when you have problems, you deal with it. And unfortunately, Illinois subscribes to this policy that one size fits all. So what's good for one part of the state must be good for the rest of the state. It's not. We have got to deal with issues when they take place, and we've got to, we've got to return. I heard a story just the other day of one of the Target stores in downtown Chicago, and several weeks ago, somebody walked out with a 55-inch TV, and nobody, and the general manager told the person chasing, just let him go, leave him alone, because it's not worth all the drama that they'll have to go through. And actually, Wednesday night and Friday night of this week, Cindy and I were in 2 of the locations where there were some shooting at, and it's just it's horrific and it's wrong. And we have the answer. We've got to let men and women who serve, who wear the badge, we've got to let them do their job and stop this nonsense, because this nonsense of lawlessness is taking over and ruining our lives, and it is ruining a beautiful city, and it's going to ruin a state, because that is creeping out. It is creeping to the south, down to Kankakee, and on and so forth. This is nonsense. So we if the city of Chicago doesn't want to do anything, these people are still citizens of Illinois. So you bring in the state police, you get boots on the ground, and if you need to, you enact the National Guard. We protect the people at all costs.
Yeah, it's the two bills that recently passed, 1091 and 562. 1091, the ISRA went negative on it, but 562, they took a neutral because there are a couple of good things in that bill, but mostly it's a stinker. But the part about you have to go through an FFL doesn't take effect until 2024. And we've got 2 lawsuits in progress right now. Certainly one, if not both, will end up in the U.S. Supreme Court, and we may be able to get rid of the FOID card before 2024. So that's kind of how that's going. But it's a tough nut to crack. It really is.
You know, that's a day one agenda as well. If we can get, I think if we can get close to a majority, there are some Democrats there that don't like the FOID card as well. The Illinois State Police are sick of it. It doesn't work. There's no reason for it. All that information can be handled through the driver's license. It's a federal background check that we do anyway. Right now, today, these poor people who have applied for a renewal on their FOID card, and they have this piece of paper. State of Illinois says your piece of paper serves as a card. No, it doesn't. Go try to buy a gun. Go try to buy ammo with it. Most places, if they don't know you, they won't talk to you. You've got to have that card. And what is it? Is it 60 days or 90 days you're supposed to have the card?
40 is 30.
30?
Concealed
30. Concealed carry is 90 or 120.
I've got constituents who have waited over 2 years for this. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. Any citizen at any state or that borders us can drive to any of our gun stores or big box stores, present their driver's license, and walk out with a box of ammo that we can't get while we're waiting for our FOID card to be renewed.
That is true.
It's absolutely crazy. We have Courtney on. Courtney has some comment about you sound like someone who actually speaks conservative. Courtney, how you doing this evening?
You know, what a great segue to bring me on. You were talking about Jackass a few seconds ago, and then you brought me on.
Yeah. Well, you got 1 minute. That's it. So you.
Well, you know what? This first-time caller, a little nervous, but you know what? I never thought I would be conservative, but as a Democrat, there is a wake-up going on. And my black friends are waking me up to what this bloodshed is really doing. We heard about the hope and change with Barack Obama. We've been hearing about all the Democratic, politicians talking tough, and now we finally have somebody that's bringing hope to Illinois. And this guy Darren, he needs to continue what he's doing because there is a grassroots movement, and you have me on the phone because this is part of it, and we need to continue on exposing what's really happening because common sense isn't common in the Democratic Party. So once, we start talking about all the big picture and what have you, no, we got to start talking about the little picture and maybe start bringing in, like that Mr. Bailey said on that Fox News piece, we need to start with the simple things of maybe bringing back the stop and search. Because that is why these, bad people are running around the city. They all have guns in their cars because they know they're not going to be stopped.
All right, Darren, we're going to have to take a break. So we got to take a commercial break. Thanks for your call. We appreciate it. But it's a good point. I mean, it's out of control, and something's got to be done to bring it back in control. When we come back, I want to talk about the budget. That's a big one. So it is a big one, isn't it?
It is a
so
big
we'll
one.
talk about that when we return with On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM560.
The Answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan all year long that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, and if you're 50 years old and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. The least expensive ACA PPO health insurance plan is $540 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $8,550 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium down to $273 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $6,050 in total out-of-pocket costs per person with my lower deductible, and you save $267 per month with my lower premiums. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invite you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
Friends, Illinois Republicans had less than 6 hours to review over 3,800 pages of the budget this year. This entire week, people have been asking me how I feel about the budget. I'm having a hard time putting it into words. Hopefully this helps.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
We had a comment on YouTube. So someone said, "I wonder how he does at the shooting range." I said, "Well, he's a farm, so I'm sure he shoots well."
The Democrats came over and asked me how many shots that took to hit the target. I said, "Hey, I'm conservative. I wouldn't waste 2 bullets for that." Right. No, I'll take on anybody in the shooting range.
Anybody that even questions your Second Amendment, all you have to know is that you know what tannerite is. Virtually nobody on the planet has ever heard of tannerite, and if you did, you had to be a shooter. So.
Only the creme de la creme of Second Amendment people know that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But the serious part about that is the budget, and the budget in Illinois. I don't know that that's fixable, to be honest with you. It's so big. I don't know. How can you do anything about it?
Well, I hold hope that it is. Interestingly enough, that's what got me on the radar when in my part of the state, Southeast Illinois, the 109th Representative District, the 55th Senate District, when my state representative supported the 2018 budget. We discovered that over the July 4th weekend of 2017. I just randomly come across that. At that point in time, the 32% tax increase that the 2018 budget ushered in, absolutely no reforms. At that point in time, it increased our state budget from $34 billion to $36 billion. Today, our state budget is $42.9 billion. And over those last 5 years, we have spent more than $30 billion in those tax increases. And can anyone tell me what we've got out of that? We've got absolutely nothing except higher taxes, more waste, and a deeper hole to dig. So primarily, one of the very first things that we'll be doing is what I call a zero-based budget. And as I mentioned earlier, I'll be placing men and women, in charge of these agencies. They will have to have backbone. They'll have to have the responsibility to create change. And they're going to build a budget, from zero up. My successor, Adam Niemer, called for a called for a fiscal audit of our budget. And the general auditor, Frank Montino, called him and said, you can't do that. It's going to cost $250 million, and it's going to take in excess of 10 years to do. That's how crazy, that's how deep, that's how big of a problem this is. 3,888 pages of sentences, no numbers. So let's just fix that. Let's start at a zero-based budget, and we'll put all the agency directors. They will tell us what they need, and they're going to tell us how much that costs, and they're not going to get any more.
When Pritzker took office, he signed a budget that was astronomical and didn't cut one thing out of that budget. They didn't look at anything and say, well, if we get rid of this, we can afford that. They just kept piling it on. And that's what the Democrats do. They just keep piling it on.
And then they call it a balanced budget.
Well, what they don't realize, these budgets are always unbalanced by $1.5 billion, always. And the last few budgets, we have borrowed and we have sold bonds for an additional $1.5 billion. So these budgets have actually, I mean, I'm a farmer. I can't go borrow money and throw that on my balance sheet and say I made money. And that's what the state tends to do. So we just got to stop the nonsense. We've got to shrink government. We've got to find, like I said, I believe the church holds the key to this. We've got to find civic organizations, give them responsibility, return our schools back to a local control. And we've got to shrink government. That's all there is to it. This bureaucracy is out of control.
I think the thing that's most disturbing is the plan that they seem to have is to take the wealthiest people and drive them across the Indiana border. They buy a home over there, but they come back in here to run their companies. So that takes the tax debt and puts it on people who are less able to pay for it. So then you have to raise the tax to be able to make up the difference. You see what it's a diminishing
Dave, that's
returns.
rather inaccurate. A lot of people are also moving to Wisconsin.
Okay, fine. Wisconsin, they're going to freeze. They get cheese there for free. But you see what I'm saying? It's a self-defeating program the way they're running it today.
Yeah, in 2019, Illinois government increased the gas tax, doubled it, and then they upped minimum wage. That did two things for my district. The 109th State Representative District is a very conservative district, but by median income, it's also the poorest district, and our whole entire district borders Indiana. Two things happened. Up the minimum wage. People from Indiana began to drive over into Illinois and take our jobs. Up the gas tax. People from Illinois began to drive over into Indiana to buy their gas. And while they're over there, they buy their groceries. They go shopping. We are in self-destruct mode here. We need to be, our future is not in your pockets. Our future is in building and incentivizing business to come here and put people to work. Workman's compensation is 2.5 times that insurance for a business owner is 2.5 times higher than any state around the country. We've got to stop the nonsense. We've got to get business here. We've got to put people to work. People will come. People will work. What happens when people make money? They support local business and they pay taxes. That's how you grow an economy.
We're going to take another break. When we come back, we have action items?
I do.
Well, we're going to do action items when you come back, and we'll give the senator an opportunity to let you know how you get a hold of him if you need to get a hold of him. So that's fair, right?
I think so.
I think he's done a good job.
Of course.
You want to be a co-host? We could use...
I'll be here anytime.
There could be four of us.
Am I getting fired? No, okay.
There'll be four of us. Got no room for a guest then, but that's fine.
No, we have one more microphone.
Exactly. All right, we'll be back with more on Target Radio after these messages, and you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I went to my dentist, and my dentist goes, "Oh, your gums are so good now." And I said, "Well, I'm taking this stuff called Balance of Nature." And she pulls out a bottle. And she goes, "Oh, you want some?" And they were all hooked on it. It's really good.
I've cut down on supplements so much with this because it's giving me a balance, and I can tell it. And I can really definitely see a difference in energy, stamina, and I'm sure that if that's doing better, the inside of me is doing better.
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Salem Surround Chicago is currently offering an exceptional opportunity for a digital-savvy, highly motivated sales professional to join our advertising team, selling our digital marketing solutions to local, small to medium-sized businesses. The ideal candidate will be a goal-oriented, relentless hunter, driven to win new business and have a track record exceeding monthly goals. As a media strategist, you'll be in the field every day, meeting with businesses, creating strategies to grow their business using our full portfolio of broadcast and digital marketing solutions. You should have at least 3 years of digital experience, proven success in sales, and a knowledge of how to buy digital ads for local businesses. We offer a competitive salary plus commission based on experience and full benefits package including paid holidays and vacation. Let's talk. Visit salemmedia.com and click on careers. salemmedia.com and click on careers to apply online. See how Salem is different. Salem Media Group is an equal opportunity employer.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
This year's Illinois Conservative Union Conference will be Saturday, October 23rd from 8:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Diplomat West in Elmhurst. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are included in your registration fee of $99. To get tickets, go to ticketbud.com, click on events, and search for ICU Strategy 2021. The agenda will include Linda Zork, Director of Education Reform for FreedomWorks. David Zalar from AMAC will introduce a new app to alert concerned Illinois citizens when critical legislation is coming up in Springfield. Linda Memesheimer of Think Holistic will give you strategies for strengthening your immune system. Effectively hold government accountable using the Freedom of Information Act. The ICU Election Integrity Seminar, Guardians of the Vote. This comprehensive seminar is educating and inspiring activists across the state and much more. Safer USA is now offering classes in Geneva, Waterman, and Bondfield. Thursday, October 21st, Illinois Concealed Carry Renewal class taught by David. Saturday, October 23rd, Long Range Rifle taught by Ed Janka. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register. So, Darren, George said that several callers have asked about your background. And so for those people who are not familiar, what is your background?
Absolutely. I'm a farmer. I and my 3 sons farm 12,000 acres, corn, soybeans, and wheat. We have a trucking company. We have an excavating business. Look us up, Bailey Family Farm. You'll understand who we are, what we do.
Okay. And if people want to volunteer, give you money, etc., if they want to reach out to you, how do they get a hold of you?
I love that. Bailey for Illinois, Bailey, for Illinois.com. That's our webpage. You can become a volunteer. You can invite us to events. You can see our calendar, and you can, most importantly, but not least, donate. So it's all about people, and people are stepping up to this, and this is truly a grassroots movement, and it's amazing.
I agree.
And are you going to be at an event next weekend out in Crete, I think?
Yes, absolutely. On Sunday, we're flying up here to meet with the Crete Township Republicans. I'm going to be there right at the very beginning, so get there because next Sunday is my granddaughter's birthday, and I have not missed any of my grandkids' birthdays yet. So I also want to throw out real quick, my wife and my daughter, they are involved in Full Armor Christian Academy. After I served 12 years on the North Clay School Board of Education, we started a private Christian academy. So I better throw that out or I'll be in trouble.
You have something you're going to tomorrow. Don't you have something?
He has several things, but
Oh, God.
Tom McCullough is having.
Hey, that's right.
Tom
Golly,
McCullough's
how could I forget
making a big
that?
announcement.
Yes, he
Tom's
is.
my best
Come on,
friend.
man.
So-
Tom and I have been. Tom's been a wonderful supporter, and we've been, been good friends. So
He's
he's
making
a good man.
he's my
making
best
a
friend,
big
so-
announcement at 7 p.m. at Scooters in Shorewood
He's having
tomorrow.
a coming out party.
Yes.
Every electable
Debutante.
position in the state of Illinois must be filled. Every Senate position, every representative, every position has got to be filled by someone like Tom McCullough.
Well, and it's interesting you say that because the head of the Will County Republican Party, that's his philosophy. Even if you don't have a ghost of a chance of winning it, his attitude, George, is
Make them work for it.
Make them work for it. Make them pay to do it.
And we get the message out.
Yep.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, it's good. Tom is a great guy,
Yes, he
and
is.
he's a very, very
Yes,
good
he
friend
is.
of mine. I want to make sure I got a
Yes, he
little
is.
plug in
Thank
there
you.
that you'll
Yep,
be there.
we'll be there.
So, yeah, it is interesting. And he's like everywhere all the time. I don't know how he does.
He comes to a lot of our stuff. He's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
so.
he just between the vet thing, with the vets and the dogs and all this stuff, and he works around people's houses just because they're your friends. We just redid her back porch.
Wow.
He's like the Energizer Bunny, But the thing about Tom is he actually cares about people.
Cares.
He really does care about people.
He does.
That's good.
That's what it takes for government.
Well, we'd like to thank you for listening to On Target Radio. We'd like to thank our guest, Darren Bailey. Be sure to listen next week when we'll be covering more red meat issues that affect your life.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM560 The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM560 mobile.